Coming to you live from EchoPark Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. We welcome you to Race 2 of the 2026 NASCAR Mock season on MSC. I'm Carlos Zimmerman, glad to have you with us on this Wednesday afternoon, July the 8th, as we get ready for race number 2. A fun Daytona 500 that saw it was dominated by RFK, and so far this weekend it's been more Ford showing a lot of speed as the Penske duo you see here on the front row showed really good time in practice and in qualifying to get themselves on the front row for this race. You're looking at 130 laps of action here around the 1.5 mile oval. That is EchoPark Speedway, also known as Atlanta Motor Speedway here in the Peach State of Georgia. Let's go through the starting lineup here for you this afternoon at the shadow of Atlanta, Georgia. On the pole, Ryan Blaney with a great qualifying time. He will start alongside of his Penske teammate in Mr. Joey Logano. Alex Bowman rolls off in roll number 2. To his outside will be the 97 of Shane Van Gisbergen. What a good run he had in qualifying to run 4th. Row number 3 shows Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson in the Valvoline Chevrolet. That makes up row 3. Row 4 will be Bubba Wallace in the Xfinity Toyota. To his outside, a fellow Toyota in Ty Gibbs, the Saya Toyota, rolling off in row number 4 in the 8th spot. Back to another Toyota in row 5. Christopher Bell, the DeWalt Toyota Camry, ready to go from 9th position. And a good qualifying run for Eric Jones. He is the highest of the Legacy Motor Club cars in the field so far today. He will roll off 10th in the Advent Health Toyota. Row number 6, Tyler Reddick rolls up on the inside in the Pinnacle Toyota. To his outside will be the Grizzly 16 Chevrolet of A.J. Allmendinger, rolling off 12th. Rolling off 13th will be the Napa Chevrolet of Chase Elliott in the inside of row 7. To his outside, a Bass Pro Shops Toyota of Chase Briscoe. He roll off 14th. Back to row 8, Austin Cindric will be in the 15th position today for the Autotrader Ford. To his outside, the Wendy Chevy of Ross Chastain. Rolling off from row 9, the 24 Raptor Chevrolet of William Byron. And to his outside will be Brian Keselowski. Nearly got it done at Daytona. He's in the Build Submarines Ford today. Back to row 10, Carson Hocevar in the Spectrum Chevrolet. He will roll off 19th. To his outside, out of Colleague Racing, the Seabest Seafood Chevrolet of Ty Dillon. Back over here to row number 11, it'll be a pair of front row drivers in Todd Gilliland on the inside, Zane Smith on the outside. Back to row number 12, Ryan Preece and Austin Dillon. They make up the 12th row. 13th row, the Dollar Tree Toyota of John Hunter Nemechek. And to his outside, Noah Gragson in the 26th spot. As we roll through the rest of the field, there's your Daytona 500 winner, Chris Buescher. Not the best qualifying run. He'll roll off 27th today. And then you see the likes of Ricky Stenhouse, a lot of Spire cars here towards the back. As we cycle through the rest of the field, a couple of the field fillers back here in B.J. McLeod and J.J. Yaley, Josh Berry and Austin Hill, they will roll off dead last on the field. Let's get the command to fire them up here in Atlanta, Georgia at EchoPark Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's the command to fire them up, and you'll see the field roll right by your screen as we get ready for 130 laps of action here in Atlanta. Second race of the season in the NASCAR Mock season. Going to be an exciting one today. Just 38 cars in the field compared to the 41 that we had in the Daytona 500. But now drivers, now that they've gotten a feel for everything, it's their turn to try and make some noise. I'm particularly looking at row number 2 right there. Alex Bowman and Shane Van Gisbergen, both of them were poised to have good 500s. Ultimately did not work out for that bunch. But a long season ahead. Chris Buescher, of course, winning last week and a golden opportunity in front of these Fords on the front row to try and put another Ford in victory lane. 130 laps, pit window between 50 to 55 laps. So it'll be a little bit longer fuel runs than it was in Daytona. Excuse me. So we get ready for 130 laps around the 1.5 mile oval. Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano, the Penske duo, will be leading them down to the green flag to start race number 2 here on MSC in the NASCAR Mock season. Waiting to hit the restart zone There it is, green flag in the air, and Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano get us going here in Atlanta. An inside line likely going to be the friendly line here today as these cars mosey around. 3 wide already further back there between William Byron and Austin Cindric. That can always make things rather interesting with not a lot of racing room in the updated Atlanta, if you will, or EchoPark Speedway, as the 48 of Alex Bowman will not allow Ryan Blaney this first lap. Give it to the Ally Chevrolet of Alex Bowman to lead the opening lap. And 38 cars in the field. Now they're 3 wide for third place as Kyle Larson sticks it to the inside of Bubba Wallace. Larson trying to back up another good run here today after a rather fledgling Daytona 500 as his teammate continues to pace up front. This is the closest battle to the leaders. As here we go down to the start-finish line. Tyler Reddick's sticking it inside of Larson. Bell went a line lower, almost made it 4 wide, but they think better of it and just stay double wide. 3 wide further behind them. It's William Byron is starting to get shuffled further to the back. Contact between him and Shane Van Gisbergen. Near disaster on lap 3 at the front of the pack, but they keep trucking. And it is just close quarter racing with not a lot of room to maneuver here at EchoPark, as at the stripe there, Briscoe and SVG battling for position just outside the top 10. AJ Allmendinger starting to make some moves as he's trying to get closer to the front. 3 wide on the inside of a pair of Toyotas, Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace. Meanwhile, Alex Bowman continues to pace, but as soon as we say that, here comes the 11 of Denny Hamlin to the inside. Complete lap number 4 of the scheduled 130 we have today here in Atlanta. Dinger now in a Hendrick sandwich as they enter the back straightaway. The power of the Hendrick cars up here at the front. The only one really not up in this mix right now is, well, William Byron's starting to creep up there. So all 4 Hendrick cars running really well early on. As they come down to complete lap number 5, here's Denny Hamlin. He'll lead at the line. Let's go to a different camera angle here, see how things are shaking as they continue to get racy here at the front. Bowman gets shuffled to the extreme high side by AJ Allmendinger. As they come off the corner, man, just so close together. You'll see them fly by down the back straightaway as now they head down into turn 3 and 4, 3 wide for the lead. Ryan Blaney, the pole sitter, wants a turn up at the top of the front. As they come down to the line, him and Chase Elliott side by side, give it to the 12 Dutch boy Menards Ford of Ryan Blaney as Elliott nearly came down into the 12 there as they enter the corner. Here's Brad Keselowski, one of the dominant cars in Daytona last week. He's poised to look for another good run here as he's going to try and stick it to the inside of the 12. No, William Byron coming on the inside line here as they continue to run 3 abreast, about 5 rows deep here at the front. And don't look now, here comes Chris Buescher, the winner from the Daytona 500, the guy that dominated the weekend in Daytona. He started 27th on the field today, and he is already here at the front. Byron right now fighting for the lead. Buescher going to stick it to the bottom 3 wide, trying to snag it away. John Hunter Nemechek and Austin Dillon starting to creep up into this mix. It is at the line. Believe that you're going to give the edge to Buescher to lead lap number 8, and indeed you will. Three by three, multitudes of rows deep. Looks like we have one car that has already lost the pack. That's going to be the 33 of Austin Hill. Just not showing a lot of speed for RCR in his first couple of races running that renumbered 8 car as John Hunter Nemechek led at the line that time, and he will now pace the field. He was the fastest in opening practice, was John Hunter Nemechek. It's opened the door for him to run well as Byron and Dinger getting awfully close right there, but they managed to lean off of each other. As that time by, it's Ross Chastain leading the way. Zane Smith has worked his way up to second. And Austin Cindric in the Autotrader. Ford here in the Autotrader 400, trying to get up here to the lead. They'll go 3 abreast. Austin Dillon peeks to the inside of the 2 and the 1. How about that? 1, 2, and 3 right here for the race lead, and give it to the 3 of Austin Dillon. It's Riley Herbst and Cole Custer start to get up into this mix. And how about BJ McLeod working his way up here? With this racetrack starting to act more and more like a super speedway, you'll see everybody that started towards the back eventually work their way to the front. Dillon comes down to complete lap 12 of 130. It's time for a voice break. When we come back, you won't miss a thing, however, as you continue to enjoy the sights and sounds of EchoPark Speedway here in the shadow of Atlanta on MSC. "17 of 130 laps completed here in EchoPark Speedway in the shadow of Atlanta, Georgia. Carlos Zimmerman with you on this Wednesday afternoon. Race number 2 of the NASCAR Mock season, the Autotrader 400, as Tyler Reddick has found his way to the front and continues to pace this field, trying to just keep everyone at bay. And tell you what, the guy that has been able to manage everything has been the 16 of A.J. Allmendinger for Colleague. Just running very smooth, hasn't really fallen deep into the pack. and has stayed up here at the front, showing a lot of speed in that Grizzly number 16 Chevrolet for Colleague, as the 22 and the 88 kind of making contact down off of turn number 2. That's Connor Zilic. Had a great run in Daytona last week, finishing inside the top 5, and he's banging off of Joey Logano. Reddick brings it down to lead yet another lap. Allmendinger right there with him, and it looks like we are under the caution. Yes, indeed we are. Caution number 1 on the day here as we complete lap 19. What brought out the yellow? I am not totally certain what has put us under the caution. 33 is way back here, and I don't think it was him because he was off the pace. It may have been the 5. Kyle Larson, not totally sure. Well, let's take a step back and take a look and see what happened. Larson's towards the back here. Is he the reason we're under the yellow? I'm not totally sure. Hang on, we're still green as of that spot. Still don't see anything. Still don't see anything. Still green right there. Then the caution comes out. Alrighty then. So, since I didn't really see what happened, we're under the caution for the first time, and we'll say it's for debris. So let's bring you back into the picture. Yeah, went back and didn't see what put us under the yellow. So, looks like we'll have some mixed strategies here as cars, a few of them, of the leaders, are down here into the pits. Joey Logano is the one leading the pack. See how many he decides to go with. Just the 2-tire stop. I'd say about 3/4 of the field came in. Only cars that chose to stay out were the 97 of SVG, Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell, and Ryan Blaney were the 4 that stayed out on the racetrack. Reddick out first in the pits, Dinger second. He'll be 6th on the grid. Logano 7th. Ty Gibbs 8th, Connor Zilic 9th, and Ryan Preece will round out the top 10 when we do get back to green flag racing. So we're under the caution for debris here on lap number 21. Getting ready to head to lap 22 here, and Shane Van Gisbergen will be the one to lead the pack back to the green flag once that is ready to go. And intriguing strategy out of the front 4 here, not to come down and top the car off, get a couple of fresh good years, but we keep on trucking as we remain under the yellow flag here at EchoPark Speedway. First caution of the day, and SVG is your leader. We'll step aside and take another voice break, and when we come back, we'll get to the restart as we have completed 21 laps of 130 here in Race 2 of the NASCAR Mock season, the Autotrader 400 on MSC. ready for the restart here in Atlanta, Georgia at the EchoPark Speedway on MSC. I'm Carlos Zimmerman. Race number 2, the Autotrader 400 in the 2026 NASCAR Mock season. Wrapping up caution number 1 of the day. Apparently for debris as we get ready to head back to green. Shane Van Gisbergen showing great speed here on an oval. Not something we're used to seeing. We'll see if the 97 Red Bull Chevy can keep that up. He'll have the Xfinity Toyota Bubba Wallace to his outside. As they hit the Geico restart zone, we are back to green here in EchoPark. Great restart for Bubba Wallace, and he is going to slide down in front of SVG and get the race lead. Here comes the 20 of Christopher Bell diving it to the inside. As a fellow Toyota, Bubba's teammate Tyler Reddick trying to help him. He's brushing up against the pole sitter Ryan Blaney. As they go 2 by 2 behind Bubba Wallace, he will have the lead when we get to the line. Meanwhile, they go 3 wide for second. Joey Logano sticks it way to the inside of Tyler Reddick and SVG. Here comes A.J. Allmendinger trying to make a move down to the inside. He has shown the best car, really, this entire race so far. The fastest lap belongs to the 3 of Austin Dillon. Dinger with the 9th fastest lap so far today. But regardless of that, Allmendinger has done a good job keeping himself here at the front as they go 3 wide for second with Bell leading. Here comes the Tootsie's Chevrolet of Connor Zilich. Trying to get a good run off the corner and try to take second away. And we got contact and a crash on the backstretch. Austin Dillon was the one spinning. They didn't throw the caution, but we are going to. So caution waves for the second time here in Atlanta. As Austin Dillon spins on the backstretch. So that is what has put us under the yellow for the second time today. We'll go back and take a look at it. So we saw in the back corner of our screen them start to get sideways as you get a look at it here off of turn number 2. See the 5 and the 6 kind of banging doors there into the corner. That's going to slide the 5 up. We'll speed it up just a little bit, and they make contact. Going to spin down the back straightaway, Austin Dillon, and he'll pancake that inside retaining wall. And so that is what has put us under the yellow for the second time here today in Atlanta, as Austin Dillon just mentioned he was the fastest car, but now he's going to be the lone car in the field with damage, and that is what has us under our second caution of the day here at EchoPark. Bring it back to live action. There's the 4 cars that did not pit under our previous caution, but now they are the ones that decide to bring it down, that being the 20 of Bell, SVG, the 23 of Bubba Wallace, and Ryan Blaney, while Austin Dillon, that Morgan & Morgan Chevrolet, going to get some damage repaired and try to get it back out there before he goes a lap down, but he really did hit that inside wall hard. And that is going to be trouble for the 3 car. Tough break for RCR. Because their 33 machine was running a little slow early on. And now Austin Dillon with damage, as David Culpepper and Anthony McCurry obviously not pleased with their performances so far today. But obviously not much Austin Dillon could have done, as he just got squeezed by the 5 of Kyle Larson and Brad Keselowski. So we're working caution number 2 of the day as we are still in the early stages of this race here at EchoPark Speedway. Top 10 as they run, Connor Zilich is leading the way. Joey Logano right behind him. A.J. Allmendinger runs third. Chase Briscoe fourth. Tyler Reddick is fifth. Todd Gilliland is sixth. Daniel Suarez seventh. Josh Berry started last on the field today, last row, I should say. He will restart eighth. Ty Gibbs ninth, and then Cole Custer in that Haas Chevrolet. He will round out the top 10. So why don't we take another voice break, and we'll get to the restart when we get back to racing here at EchoPark Speedway. Race number 2, the Autotrader 400 in the NASCAR Mock season on MSC. Lights are out atop the pace car. That means we're getting ready to get back to green flag racing. When we get to the line, we'll have 100 laps to go here at EchoPark Speedway, just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, here in Hampton. I'm Carlos Zimmerman with you on MSC in the NASCAR Mock season. Connor Zilic and Joey Logano will be the two to get us back to green. I mean, give a call here to Trackhouse. Jack Mitchell and Seth Cole have just continued to put together such a great package and have a golden opportunity here in front of them to have another great run like Connor did last week in Daytona. Bringing a different paint scheme this weekend with that Tootsie's Chevrolet, the kind of pinkish lavender. Number 88. Logano is outside. A.J. Allmendinger still running up here at the front. He's had good consistency staying up here at the front with all the field shuffling around. The pace car is in, and we're ready to get back to green after our second caution. Austin Dillon spinning on the back stretch, and we're back to green here in Atlanta. Joey Logano trying to get a good restart like Bubba Wallace did on the last one, but the 88 showing a little bit better speed compared to his teammate SVG on this restart. And here they go. They'll make it interesting. 3 wide for the lead. A.J. Allmendinger sticking it down to the bottom lane. And the 88 and the 22 make slight contact as they roll through 3 and 4. 16 sliding up just a little bit, but brings it back down to block the 45. And the 16 will lead here at the line. Up Spire cars here just on the edge of the top 10. The 77 of Osavar. Haven't talked about him yet today. And the 7 of Daniel Suarez. Austin Dillon managed to stay on the lead lap under that caution period, so he's in good shape. All 38 still running here at EchoPark. It's the 45 of Tyler Reddick wants a turn at the front. He'll lead at the line, but don't look now. The Saya Toyota of Ty Gibbs will stick it to the inside as Zilic drops back down to the bottom. We got all 3 Spire cars here. I just noticed. We got Michael McDowell up here in the mix. So he's bouncing off at Chase Elliott exiting 2. So Suarez, Hocevar, and McDowell all up here, either in the top 10 or on the edge of it. Long way still to go here in Georgia to try and determine a winner. Chris Buescher was the winner last week. I believe he's mired back in 20th. You see him there on that inside line. And they have the 3 of Austin Dillon not going to show a lot of speed after he had that damage hitting that inside wall. So both the Childress cars not the speed that they were looking for here this weekend. Connor Zilic fighting to get the lead back here at the front from Ty Gibbs. You see BJ McLeod fourth on that inside line, trying to get back up here to the front. He led a lap earlier on in the first green flag run. No contact in the front, and Chase Elliott's around in front of the field. Big-time crash on the backstretch, and the 9's day is going to come to an end, as will the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Looks like Austin Hill got collected in it. Everyone else, I think, was able to skate by, but oh my goodness, a crash at the front has brought out our third yellow. That's going to spell the end of the day, potentially for not only Chase and Bubba, but maybe Austin Hill as well, as he got caught up in it. And no, he's going to try and get it repaired and get back out there, so he'll take left sides. But I believe the 23 in the 9's day has come to an end early here just outside of Atlanta. So we'll go back and take a look and see what happened. All right, so you'll watch him here through turns 1 and 2, little close quarter racing. 3 wide is started to be an issue here, it feels like. I think helicopter might be the view that shows us the best angle of this. Oh, it was the 43. Because I guess he was trying to get down in front of the 4 of Noah Gragson. Or did he get help from the 19? I don't know if he did. I think 43 comes down into the 22. And that spins the 9. That's not going to give us the best angle either here. Spectator cam might be good. As he goes spinning, bounces off the 4. Chris Buescher just skating by on the inside, so the 4 might have damage as well. 9 spinning. All right, that's not a good angle. Here we go. TV1 ought to show us more here as SVG just missed it. The 9 keeps spinning. 23, I guess, is trying to go low to avoid it. Oh, he just turns right back up into the 9 and plows into him. And then, yeah, there's the 33 making contact. No one else really made contact with him, it looks like. So really a 5-car incident on the backstretch here, as we'll back it up for those of you just tuning in. We're under the yellow for the 3rd time today, as the 43, I think, man, that angle is so tough. I wonder if the 19 did make a little contact with the 43. Yeah, it looks like they did, and then there's just no room to go. And then the 22 comes down into the 9, and they go spinning down the backstretch. There's Gragson. Buescher gets a little bit of right side damage as he tries to skate by. Give a call to SVG getting around the 9 there. But then the 23, I don't know what he was thinking there. He should have just kept it to the inside, and then there's Austin Hill running into him as well. That's right on board with SVG. So he had the best view of this incident. Let's back it up real quick, and we'll bring you to full time. Good job by that Red Bull Chevrolet to avoid that wreck. That has brought us under the yellow for the 3rd time today here in Atlanta. Welcome back here to EchoPark Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. We're getting ready to complete lap 38 of 130 under the yellow for the 3rd time today. That has rendered 3 cars out of this race. 33 of Austin Hill. His day is done after being involved in that incident, as has the day for the 23 of Bubba Wallace and the 9 of Chase Elliott. So not another great week for the 9 camp, as he was spun on the backstretch, making contact with the 22 of Joey Logano. Noah Gragson also caught up in that incident. Both of them will see if their speed will be affected, as we'll have 35 cars remaining, and all of them on the lead lap. Top 10 as we get ready to head back to green. Connor Zilic is the leader. Ty Gibbs second. Michael McDowell is third. Fourth is Ryan Preece. Tyler Reddick fifth. BJ McLeod is sixth. Carson Hocevar seventh. AJ Allmendinger is eighth. Eric Jones ninth. And the Daytona 500 winner, Chris Buescher, he will round out the top 10. He got a tiny chunk of that incident, but was able to really just skate on by without much further incident. Just updating the chat down below as we get ready to head back to green to complete lap 39 of 130. We'll have 91 laps to go here at EchoPark. Ty Gibbs with another good restart, and that gets us back under green. Yeah, Zilich did not get the best of restarts there, and he'll slide back into second. Meanwhile, they'll go 3 wide here right near the front as the 43, who was initially caught the cause, technically, of that last incident. And these guys have just got to be mindful. We have not had a lengthy green flag run, my goodness, since the opening 20 laps. That brought us to that debris caution, and now we've had 2 incidents bring out the yellow. Ty Gibbs maintaining the lead. We're watching battles here further through the pack. I want to go to the back of the field, see that 4-car, yeah, he's not going to have a lot of speed. And the 22 looks like he is hampered as well. So that is not good news for the Penske camp. The outside pole sitter now going to be a bit off the pace after being involved in that lap 35 incident. Meanwhile, 23-11 showing good speed at the front with Tyler Reddick leading the way. Denny Hamlin from Gibbs sticks it to the inside. 3 wide, further towards the back end of the top 10 as the 19 and the 21 nearly make contact off of 2. Otherwise, mostly 2 wide through the field. I think they're starting to catch the drift. That 3 wide could be an issue today. And we've mostly just seen it off of turn number 2, not so much anywhere else on the track. That causes an issue. Allmendinger starting to slide further back outside the top 10 as he has not been able to get back down to the inside. So we are just over a third of the way done. Running lap 43 of 130 as you're looking further to the back of the pack. Some cars just trying to shuffle for position. See our pole sitter here, Ryan Blaney, 3 wide to the inside of JHN and Todd Gilliland. 21st at the line that time by. It's really the only 3 wide battling right now as Eric Jones has now shuffled his way to the front. Trying to hold off Ty Dillon here for Colleague as he saw the speed the 16 was showing, and now Ty wants a little piece of it here as he's trying to get the race lead away. Three wide in the middle of this group here, SVG, Josh Berry. Josh Berry, that's out of Wood Brothers Racing. Keith Matson and myself running that team this year, hoping to see if we can get a better outing out of him after the struggles he had in Daytona. Speaking of Daytona, Daytona 500 winner, Chris Buescher, with a push from his teammate and Ryan Preece. They'll have another turn here at the front. SVG was up there for a moment, but now gets shuffled in the middle. 3 wide and a crash! Big wreck in turn number 2. William Byron, Michael McDowell, Cody Ware, Daniel Suarez. I think there may have been even more to it than that as they race back to the caution flag. John Hunter Nemechek looks like he got caught up in it. That's 2 Spire cars right there. Oh, and the 34 showing some displeasure as he comes barreling through. Connor Zilich got caught up in it. Tough break for him. Looks like Alex Bowman with a scuff on the side. This was a big one. And Kyle Larson as well. Christopher Bell. Looks like this was not just a small incident. This was a big one. And we're under the caution for the 4th time today here at EchoPark. Let's go back and see what happened. I think I have pinpointed what exactly happened. Let's go live speed first. I think it starts right around here with the 48. Oh, gosh. Him and the 5 get together. They were just too tight going into 1. And the 48 gets turned with the 20 right down there. And then I think when the 5 comes back up, that'll cause a melee as... Let's follow the 48 here for a second. This is going to be the first issue. Oh, man. Up into J.J. Yaley, A.J. Allmendinger, Zane Smith. Getting caught up in it. Logano flying in there, nearly caught the 41. J.J. Yaley as well. And then further up was the secondary incident when Larson came back up the track. Well, let's watch that here. Yeah, just run out of room right there. The 48 and the 5 getting together. So the 48 spins behind with the 20 as they come back up. And then the 5 comes in, bounces off his teammate William Byron. Austin Cindric gets a chunk of it. And nowhere to go for the 88 of Connor Zilich. And that collects the 71 briefly. And then Byron came back up the track, and that's what I think caused the 71 to get involved. They plow in, Dinger gets it, and that's how Suarez got his damage. Cody Ware gets a bump. And that's how McDowell and Suarez got caught up in it. McDowell basically had it missed, but when the 24 came down, nowhere to go. And nowhere to go for the 7 either. So a big melee that started at the entrance of turn 1 has put us under the yellow flag as we'll ride on board here with the 7 of Daniel Suarez. The back of this crash as he got a good view of it until he got collected. Just unfortunate. Just unfortunate. Both him and McDowell had the wreck missed. Instead of the 24 of William Byron who got caught up in this. And he had no idea. No way to avoid it because the 5 came up on his inside. See if we can do one more on board here. Right with the 88 of Connor Zilich. Just a off break. Nowhere to go either as the 5 came back up. That's what has us under the yellow. For the 4th time today here at EchoPark, big crash on the backstretch as we get you back to live view. So ready for the restart here at EchoPark Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia. Big crash on the backstretch has put us under the yellow. A multitude of cars involved. Cars now out of the race. Daniel Suarez, Christopher Bell, Connor Zilich. Had a great run in Daytona last weekend. Was running good today. Ultimately gets caught up in the incident, and as well as the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. He is out. Michael McDowell and J.J. Yaley and Todd Gilliland are off the lead lap, but it looks like they'll try to continue. But a multitude of other cars that are damaged that could cause a problem through the rest of this race. Top 10 as we go back to green. Ryan Blaney, the pole sitters, back at the front. Noah Gregson has found his way up here to second. He had damage earlier, so that could make things interesting. Riley Herbst is third. Chris Buescher fourth. Ryan Preece is fifth. Eric Jones sixth. Josh Berry with no front hood is seventh. Denny Hamlin eighth. Carson Hocevar ninth. And Austin Cindric rounds out the top 10 as we get ready to get back to green. This is going to be interesting here as we get this restart. Is that 4 up to speed? Well, he sure is trying. But I think that 12 is going to have a little bit more speed as we go back green at lap 51 of 130, near and halfway. At 21, I don't know what happened to him. He is going to be well off the pace with no front hood, and the field's just going to start splitting him here before long as Hocevar dives to the inside. Ty Gibbs with no back bumper either, with some of the damage he sustained, and he'll dive it down into the pits right in front of the field wall. Josh Berry, my goodness. That slowed a bunch of cars up, but does not bring out the yellow. See the 5 and the 24 and the 48 who all got caught up in that melee, still able to keep going, but a ton of cars just not up to speed right now, as that has really broken this field up. Did the 21 of Josh Berry diving down into the pits. Ryan Blaney maintains the lead, with Ryan Preece second. Austin Cindric is third. Riley Herbst fighting for position. He's fourth. Jones to his inside. Denny Hamlin sixth. Chris Buescher up here with Carson Hocevar. Noah Gregson with a little bit of damage he has. He may eventually start losing this bunch. Everyone else will have to just try and play catch up here as they navigate around some slower traffic. Josh Berry gets ready to bring it back out onto the racetrack. Two Penske cars right here at the front, the 12 and the 2. As Austin Cindric takes the lead away. About Eric Jones for Legacy Motor Club. With the 42, his teammate JHN out of the race. He's now the lone representative here, and he's had a good day today. So yeah, you see it there, about 8 cars in this lead pack. That second group, let's see if they're trying to catch. Yeah, they're slowly. That 45 is hanging in there, and he's, I think with his speed alone, is going to be able to run these guys down. And join this pack and make it a 9-car pack. Ross Chastain gets around the slower 4 of Gregson. He's really one of the few, him and SVG after Zilic showed a lot of good speed. He gets crashed out. It's up to those two to run well for Trackhouse today. Reddick has caught this lead group. Makes it a 9-car lead pack. The 1 and the 97 are going to try and link up here and try to catch this group as well, as they run 3 abreast in this lead group. This is really tight. As this all happens behind the 35 of Riley Herbst for 23-11. A lot of questions going into this season on whether the 35 was going to remain in the 23-11 camp. There's his owner, Denny Hamlin, to his inside, but if he has a good year this year, that could earn him a contract renewal at 23-11. A lot of rumors, of course, that Corey Heim in this mock season would assume the 35 next year, but long season to go. We'll see how it all pans out. They run up here on some lap traffic here, the 71 and the 44. They are well off the pace. The 11 trying to get down to the inside of the 71. Remember, McDowell got docked last week for causing 2 incidents in Daytona, and now with damage once again, could become a factor again. So that breaks up this lead group just a little bit. Here comes that second group. By Joey Logano, Ricky Stenhouse. How about the 6 of Brad Keselowski and BJ McLeod? Some others just trying to get around the slower 71. That's the 97 of SVG. Cole Custer as well, trying to get around. And that 71 again, wreaking havoc with the leaders. Looks like these guys will navigate them pretty far and well, as they have now caught the 21 of Josh Berry in his slower Whelen modified. And that's allowed this pack to kind of regenerate with a little bit more of players in the mix. Joey Logano had damage earlier. Looks like they have been able to manage to get his car back up to good speed. He'll be up here with his Penske teammates here before long. Everybody else just still trying to show what speed they have left in those machines after that big incident, as they now catch the slower 48 of Alex Bowman. That will bunch this field back together, no doubt. As we got a battle for the lead, Austin Cindric sticks it to the inside of Tyler Reddick as we approach halfway. Time for another voice break. Austin Cindric in the Autotrader Ford here in the Autotrader 400. He leads here in Atlanta. Just past the halfway point here at EchoPark Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia, as we continue this long green flag run, and these guys continuing to navigate around lap traffic as Tyler Reddick is your race leader here at the Autotrader 400. I'm Carlos Zimmerman on MSC in the NASCAR Mock season. Near wreck caused by the 71 almost. My goodness. He was about to be called to the NASCAR hauler for back-to-back weeks. And now remember, If he caused another infraction, it would result in a suspension for the 71. And that would mean a new driver for the next 3 races, according to NASCAR. And that was almost another mistake for him. And soon back here to the front, Tyler Reddick continues to lead. Carson Osavar for Spire. Really the only intact of the 3-car team. There's Austin Cindric. He's third. Ryan Preece going for that spot. How about Ricky Stenhouse Jr.? Out of Hayek Motorsports, Emmanuel Hartnett, one-man wrecking crew controlling that team. And they're having a great run today. They are up in the 5th spot in that 47 Chevrolet out of Hayek Motorsports. Denny Hamlin is 6th. Brad Keselowski 7th. Chris Buescher, the 500 winner. He's now going for that spot, and his teammate, B.J. McLeod, also give a call to him. He's hanging in there. He's up here in this 9th spot right now in the unsponsored 78 Chevrolet for Live Fast Motorsports. Having a great run this weekend so far. Whoops, sorry. And Eric Jones rounds out the top 10. Question will be when the green flag pit stops may come into factor. We haven't had to deal with that yet today. So they'll come down to receive lap 71. It'll be 60 laps to go. So a long race still to go. So if they stay green here for a little bit, that will mean green flag pit stops will become more and more apparent before long, as they'll start running up on some more lap traffic here. Got 25 cars on the lead lap. A couple of them, A.J. Allmendinger and company, are a bit further off the pace, as well as Noah Gragson. Zane Smith and Alex Bowman, the only 2 cars that are situated at 1 lap down. Of the Hendrick machines, another tough weekend in store for that group. The best running of them is Kyle Larson, and all of them have damage. He is 20th as they go by slower Alex Bowman. Stenhouse is going to be the biggest benefactor out of that group right there as he gets by the 48 with ease. Then Hocevar and Preece will follow. Whoa, heads up. Here comes Chris Buescher. Way to the inside. Cut off his own teammate to do that. And then the 60 nearly got turned by the 43. Oh, goodness. This is going to be what brings out our next yellow, is these guys trying to navigate around the lap traffic. So they're going to have double wide in front of them, the 2 cars last on the lead lap. A.J. Allmendinger had a great start to the race today, then gets caught up in that last wreck. They'll go by him and William Byron to put them each down a lap. That will leave us with 23 cars on the lead lap. It's really a 3-horse breakaway here at the front. Tyler Reddick, Austin Cindric, and Denny Hamlin have broken away. As these guys continue to navigate lap traffic, Chris Buescher looking for another great weekend. He is 4th, Stenhouse 5th, Hocevar 6th, Jones fighting Preece for 7th, McLeod stays in 9th, and Ross Chastain for Trackhouse finds his way to the top 10. They come back around. There'll be 55 laps to go here at EchoPark Speedway in Atlanta. Denny Hamlin will swipe 2nd place away from the race's namesake, Austin Cindric, the Autotrader machine, as they run up on the 71 yet again, trying to get around him. Hamlin threw it way to the inside, and now we'll battle Reddick for the lead. We'll keep it on this 71, though, as this is going to just continue to be a problem, it looks like. Everybody of that lead pack's about to catch up here, as Stenhouse is going to be the non-benefactor here as they get around the 44 and 71. And even have a couple other lap cars mixed up in this, the 24 and the 16, breaking up these leaders. And Stenhouse, who was 4th last time by, is now back to what would appear to be 14th. So a tough break for that 47 right there, as he is now really stuck behind the lap traffic. Meanwhile, at the front, 4-horse race, 2 Fords and 2 Toyotas. Our highest running Chevy would be now Ross Chastain as he gets around the lap 21 car, and Carson Hocevar. But it's Denny Hamlin leading the way now. Taking the lead away from his fellow Toyota Tyler Reddick. We'll take another voice break. Approaching 50 laps to go here at EchoPark Speedway on MSC. So 5 laps to go here at EchoPark Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia. Carlos Zimmerman with you here on MSC in the NASCAR Mock season. And we have had a big breakaway from the pack. As you saw during our voice break, there was Just a ton of lap traffic that second pack of cars had to try and deal with, and they just could not get it figured out as Denny Hamlin leads. Tyler Reddick now going for second on Austin Cindric, and Chris Buescher just sitting and waiting for an opportunity to open up as green flag pit stops. They'll become a factor here before long, and that could really jumble things up as it'll be a battle of Toyotas here. Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick for the race lead. Reddick currently our lap leader, just judging by how much time he has spent here at the front. Then the two orange cars will trade positions as well, with two Toyotas and two Fords here in this lead group. Riley Herbst runs fifth right now, having a great run in that 35 Monster Energy Toyota. Eric Jones is sixth. Ryan Preece is seventh. BJ McLeod hanging in this lead group. He is eighth right now in the field. Great day for that Live Fast Chevrolet. Ryan Blaney is ninth. Brad Kay rounding out the top 10 with Hocevar, Chastain, and Custer. The cars hanging to the tail end of this lead group. And you have to go a little further back. The tandem of Ricky Stenhouse and Joey Logano. They're kind of on an island of their own, running 14th and 15th. And then that second group, or third group further back, Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, Ty Gibbs, and Ty Dillon. That would be the next group. Cody Ware would round out the top 20 with Austin Dillon right there. And then SVG is currently the last car on the lead lap in 22nd. He's the next guy the leaders would catch. Tyler Reddick going back to get the race lead again from Denny Hamlin. He leads at the line to complete lap 89.41. Laps of racing left to go with a green flag pit stop. The money stop, we'll call it. It is going to be the last one of the day. As once those cars pit, that will be, they'll be able to get to the end if we go green to the finish. Nose to tail for the front four between Reddick, Hamlin, Cindric, and Buescher. As soon as I say that, here comes Hamlin, diving it back to the inside of the 45 Pinnacle Toyota. Two by two as they come off a two. Denny Hamlin will get the lead back from the 45. So the run up on the next round of lap traffic. 71 and the 44 are going to be that as SVG just trying to stay on the lead lap, trying to navigate around the lap cars. He would need a caution to get back into this mix, as I don't think he has any damage. He just got caught up behind a much slower group of cars, and that has ultimately cost him. As they come up on the 71 rather, and the 44 once again, this could become a problem as they try to split them. Hamlin gets held up. The 45 gets away. And then the 11 still has to negotiate the 44. He should stick it to the inside and get around Yaley. That breaks the leaders up just a little bit, and Tyler Reddick able to get away. Still allowed to catch the 21 of Josh Berry as well as Reddick, but he'll catch him in a good spot down onto the front stretch. The window has yet to open for those green flag pit stops, as the 2 has a little trouble getting around not a teammate, but just a close ally to Team Penske in Josh Berry. Not the day he wanted the 21. Mired back in 29th right now as he'll get passed by another Ford in the 17 of Buescher. We'll start to catch up, and I think I heard something. We have a caution. Ryan Blaney, the pole sitter, has crashed. And the yellow has come out here at lap 95 of 130 laps. And that has changed everything, as Tyler Reddick is the leader here, but we're going to keep it here as they get ready to make Their final pit stops. This is the money stop. Once they complete it, they'll be able to get to the end. And once they're done with the pit stops, we'll go back and see what happened to our pole sitter, Ryan Blaney. And Reddick was the race leader at the moment of caution as he brings it down into the pits. It's Cindric, Buescher, and Hamlin. They're 2, 3, and 4 with Eric Jones rounding out the top 5. Some of the lap cars that came down and got service under a closed pit lane, but I don't think that will matter all too much as we'll head up to the 11. He's the furthest up of the leaders. Should be 4 tires and fuel going on these cars. Nope, it's going to be 2 tires for Tyler Reddick as he comes out of the pits. Extended stay in the pits for Denny Hamlin as he brings it out. And we'll see how the field ultimately shakes out. Again, these were lap cars that are going to be able to go take the wave around as Tyler Reddick comes out first. Austin Cindric, it looks like he'll be second. Chris Buescher third. Denny Hamlin fourth. Eric Jones will be fifth. BJ McLeod is going to come out sixth. Ross Chastain seventh. Hocevar eighth. Riley Herbst ninth. And Cole Custer will be the top 10 when we get back to green. But let's go back and see what happened to the 12th of Ryan Blaney that brought us under our 5th caution of the day here at EchoPark. Welcome back here to EchoPark as they were navigating the lap traffic of the 44 of J.J. Yeley. They had already cleared everybody. But as they come down the backstretch, I'm curious as to what happened. Oh my goodness. I think the 12 was coming in to initiate the round of green flag pit stops, and that is just a mistake between him and his spotter. Because look, he is on the brakes, and he's not clear. And the 60 of Ryan Preece gets into him. Custer just got a tiny chunk as he ran down by the 44 of Yeley, and then Gregson just skates by, and no further incident. So he was bringing it down into the pits to initiate the pit window opening and brought out the yellow. Wow. So that's what's brought us under our 5th caution. Just a mistake by our pole sitter, Ryan Blaney out of Team Penske. When they come back around, we'll get the green flag at lap 99 of 130, leaving us with 32 laps to go here at EchoPark Speedway, here just outside of Atlanta. If you're just tuning in, I'm Carlos Zimmerman. Been a fun one so far today. This Tyler Reddick will be the one to get us back under the green flag. He's been the dominant car today in that Toyota. The rest of the pack starting to catch up here. Austin Cindric will line up second. Chris Buescher third. Denny Hamlin fourth. Eric Jones fifth. How about BJ McLeod for Live Fast Motorsports? He will restart sixth. Ross Chastain for Trackhouse seventh. Spires, Carson Hocevar eighth. Riley Herbst ninth. And Cole Custer will round out the top 10. The rest of the lead lap cars will indeed be the 60 of Ryan Preece, Ricky Stenhouse, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Chase Briscoe, Ty Gibbs with a little damage, Ty Dillon, and Kyle Larson. That will be 18 cars on the lead lap to try and finish out this race. Tyler Reddick and Austin Cindric get the field back to the green as we near the final stretch. That caution may have been a massive blessing in disguise for that second pack of cars, because now they are all back into the mix here in the waning stage of this race. They can make it to the finish on the tires and fuel they have. Tyler Reddick leads. Eric Jones settles into second. Ross Chastain up to third. A dismal day otherwise for Trackhouse, but like last week, one of their cars up here at the front near the end. As Eric Jones sticks it to the inside of the 45 for the race lead. An Advent Health Toyota showing a lot of speed here today and nearly got caught up in an earlier incident and is going to be in the mix here at the very end. Here comes BJ McLeod on the inside line, second behind Riley Herbst. Wouldn't he love a good weekend? To be capped off with a win, no less. It would be his first in the Cup Series. So those 4 leaders earlier, you see them, the 45, the 11, the 17, and the 2. All of a sudden, they have company here at the front. And second pack also showing some life. As the 4 is going to come back onto the racetrack here, that could become an issue here down into the corner. So he gets back out onto the racetrack. Everybody trying to skate by on the outside, and they will for the most part. Don't look now. That's a lap to 97 right there of SVG. But if he is able to get around to the front and catch a caution, he would get back on the lead lap. He is the lead car off the lead lap in 19th. So they can now deal with the slower 4. That's going to make another split here. And Austin Cindric, who was up with those leaders, he could potentially be a victim as they try to get around that slower Noah Gragson car. Meanwhile, at the front, don't look now, BJ McLeod going for the race lead on the inside of Riley Herbst. What story would it be if that 78 finds a way to victory lane today? Got about 8 cars in this little lead group here as they're going to be running up on more lap traffic. That could bring that second group back into the fold. Again, McLeod leads by half a car length of the line, but here comes Denny Hamlin to the inside. Trying to get a good run on that inside and will clear the 78. Or will he down the backstretch? Yes, he will. 2x2 otherwise as Austin Cindric starting to catch back up. His Penske teammate in the 22 of Logano right up there with him with some help from Cole Custer and company. How about Kyle Larson? Damaged goods and still running inside the top 15, just trying to bring it home for Hendrick after what has been a tumultuous day for that camp once again. So here we go. They are going to catch another round of lap traffic. That 71 and 44 have been the issue today as they try to skate by. They negotiate them for the most part. Old Custer had a great run as they caught the lap traffic and is able to skate on by. Everybody else, the losers in this, are going to be the 35, the 43, and the 5. So they now will be able to get down to the inside, and that's just a tough break. Oh my gosh, what are you doing, Yaley? So we get back to the front. Here we are again. The 4 strongest cars of the day are the 4 in the top 4. So they now catch the slower 12, who brought out our most recent caution. Where will they catch him? The 41 of Cole Custer has meandered his way, and he is now in the 4th position. They try to get around the lap machine of Ryan Blaney, the pole sitter, who is going to be in the fight here at the very end of this race. So they negotiate the 48. It's a 3-car breakaway of the 3 strongest cars of the afternoon. Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, and Chris Buescher. The difference now, Chris Buescher does not have a fellow Ford up there like he did earlier. But Buescher, again, just showing dominant speed, much like he did in Daytona in our last race weekend. They come down, there'll be 21 laps to go here at EchoPark. The gap back to Custer now sits at 2 seconds, as he's going to have to just try and lag back, I think, and catch that second group, and they'll have to try and generate some speed to catch the 3 leaders. Tyler Reddick for 23-11 having a fantastic weekend. RJ Bishop and Nick Gunther have to be pleased with the way this weekend has gone for him after they saw Bubba Wallace go out early. 35 of Riley Herbst is mired back in 16th right now. Be interesting to see if he can just keep it up here at the front. That second pack has regrouped, it appears. Are they side by side? Oh, yeah, they are. See if that is going to allow them to generate enough speed to catch up to the 3 leaders. BJ McLeod is the leader of this group. Let's see what the deficit is this time by. Did they gain anything or did they lose any ground? They lost half a second, so they're losing ground on our leaders. Meanwhile, Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick side by side for the race lead. The Gibbs camp, led by Kev Shearer and Ryan George. That's their lone representative here in the top 3. And, of course, RFK, Levi McIntyre, and Tim Fiegel. Wouldn't they love to be back in victory lane for a second straight week? This group just so fast amongst these 3. Second group didn't lose as much time that time, only maybe a 10th. But time is slowly going to start to run out on that second group, but the leaders are going to start dealing with lap traffic here as they catch the 21 and the 38. But then that second group would have to negotiate them as well. $17 laps to go, and it's Denny Hamlin leading the way. That looks like they'll get them in the corner here as Hamlin sticks it way to the bottom. Buescher backed out of the gas. Are we under the caution? I think we're under yellow. Yes, we are. Caution is out here at lap 114 of 130. And it looks like we had a spin in turns 3 and 4. Kyle Larson, Eric Jones, Ryan Preece, and Ricky Stenhouse on pit lane. And that has brought out the yellow for the 6th time today. Oh, man, and this is going to make things very interesting. Looks like a crash in turns 3 and 4, and let's go back and see what happened to bring us back under the yellow. So we take a look back at what has brought us under the yellow for the 6th time today. The 22 and the 47 just run. They just ran out of real estate, it looks like. They were just, I don't know, if fenders locked right there, but the 22 and the 47 go up into the fence and spin around. BJ McLeod goes down and does a great job missing it. And I got to wonder, as they slid back down the racetrack, I think that's what collected more and more cars. Where are they going to... Oh, man. Eric Jones. Boom, right there. And then nowhere to go for the 5 of Kyle Larson. And then there's Ryan Preece plowing in. And that is what has put us under the yellow for the 6th time today here at EchoPark Speedway. I don't think anybody else really got collected in this, but that is going to spell... Oh, man, Larson did a great job just keeping the car up to relatively decent speed. But that pretty much just signifies the day it's been for Hendrick Motorsports. As that brings us back under the yellow for the 6th time. Almost time for the finish. Let's get you back to live action. Should get the one to go next time by. That would give us 13 laps to figure out who's going to win the Autotrader 400 here at EchoPark Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia. Our 6th caution of the day, an incident that started entering turns 3 and 4 that brought out the yellow. Joey Logano and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. collide up in the corner and then collect a few more cars as they came into view. So just not a great end to the day for those guys. So Eric Jones and Kyle Larson out due to the wreck. Ricky Stenhouse and Ryan Preece out of the race due to that incident as well. That has left us with just a measly 14 cars on the lead lap. And the top 10, when we get back to green, will be Denny Hamlin leading. Tyler Reddick 2nd. Chris Buescher 3rd. Ross Chastain is 4th. Austin Cindric will be 5th. Carson Hocevar 6th. Brad Keselowski is 7th. Chase Briscoe, quiet all day. He is up to 8th. That's the lap machine of SVG. BJ McLeod remains 9th, and Cole Custer rounds out the top 10. The rest of the lead lap cars, Ty Gibbs 11th. Riley Herbst will be 12th on this restart. Got to go a little further back here to our next one. Ty Dillon is going to be 13th, and Joey Logano will be 14th, the last car on the lead lap. The leaders are going to get by the lap machines, let them drop to the back, and then they'll go double file for the restart. We'll have the restart with 13 laps to settle this one. Is that going to be enough time for these cars to get to the finish without dealing with lap traffic? Well, we're going to wait and find out. Will that be what causes this race to just go into overdrive? Now, remember the overtime rules. If it presents itself again, we saw that at Daytona last week. They have to get to the white flag for this race to be official. And it's 2 Toyotas here at the front, 2 of them that have been the dominant cars of the day, Denny Hamlin and the 45 of Tyler Reddick. Chris Buescher trying to go back-to-back. He's up there in 3rd, but there's other players that would love to throw their name in the hat to try and win this thing. Ross Chastain, the lone really guy left for Trackhouse, with SVG off the lead lap in 15th. How about Carson Hocevar for Spire on what's been a down day for them? He's up in this mix. And RFK's got some horsepower up here at the front as well after their other driver, Preece, dropped out in that last caution. So we go green with 13 laps to go. Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick will lead them back to the green. Hamlin with the good speed on the inside line. He'll get some push from the Fords here, the 17 of Buescher and the 2 of Austin Cindric. Reddick tried to slide down, I think, down into the 2nd spot, but not going to be enough for him to try and maintain as Buescher keeps it there on that inside line. Buescher trying to wrestle 2nd place away. Hamlin maintains. Austin Cindric trying to give the 17 a push. Here comes Buescher to the inside of Denny Hamlin. Brad Keselowski trying to get up there with his teammate. He's 3rd on that inside line with BJ McLeod pushing him along here in the draft. Chase Briscoe running in 9th right now, trying to maintain that speed with Cole Custer running 10th. When they come down, it'll be 11 laps to go here at EchoPark Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia. Buescher, the leader that time by for RFK. Austin Cindric sticks it to the inside, trying to just stay patient all day. He finally is able to wrestle the lead away, and he will lead going down the backstretch. Buescher gets sent way high to make it 3 wide in the 4th spot. Here comes B.J. McLeod to the inside for Live Fast Motorsports. He has been solid all day. What an incredible run it's been for that unsponsored 78. He's trying to not only have a good finish, he is in the running for the win here in Atlanta. The lap machine of Shane Van Gisbergen would love to get in front of these leaders and hope for a caution to get back onto the lead lap. He's clearly still got a ton of speed in that Red Bull Chevrolet. As Cindric leads, Carson Hocevar is up to second with 9 laps to settle it. Ross Chastain going to follow his lapped teammate there on that inside line. Oh boy, the 35 and the 41 nearly made contact there coming off of turn number 2. 11 cars going to be in the fight for the win, it would appear. Hocevar is the leader, the lap machine of the 97, diving into the inside. He's going to hope for a yellow here within the next couple of laps to get that lap back. And he's got his teammate Ross Chastain pushing him along. Cole Custer has made his way up into this lead group with Riley Herbst in tow. It'll be 7 laps to go. The battle for the lead is right there in that second line. Ross Chastain and Carson Hocevar fighting for the race lead. SVG for the moment has his lap back. He needs a yellow right now if he wants to get back into the fight for this win. But I think his teammate in Ross Chastain knows, but it does not matter as he sticks it to the inside with the 41 of Cole Custer right behind him. When they come around, it'll be 6 laps to go here in Atlanta. The early front runners, Buescher and Reddick, trying to get back up there and fight for this win. The question is, are they going to deal with the lap traffic? Is that going to rear its ugly head one more time? They are in turn 2. They're working turns 1 and 2. Yeah, it's going to be an issue one last time here in Atlanta. The question is, when will they catch them? It's Cole Custer and Riley Herbst. Oh, they're going to catch them sooner than we think. There's the 71. This is going to bunch them way up here as Chastain goes high, trying to avoid them, and they are going to get really messed up back there as Custer, Herbst, and Reddick, Buescher, Keselowski, and McLeod were the ones that got away the fastest. And that is going to cost Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric, and Carson Hocevar, barring a yellow, a shot at this win. They'll go 3 wide for the lead. Riley Herbst with his teammate Tyler Reddick, the dominant car of the day, here on the inside of him. Chris Buescher also up here in the mix. Brad Keselowski as well, and the 78 of B.J. McLeod. They're going to be the 6, more than likely, that settle out this win. A couple more lap cars further ahead, but we'll see if they're going to end up being a factor. It's Tyler Reddick back in front. Battle for second between him and his teammate, Riley Herbst, and Chris Buescher. Buescher trying to go back-to-back. They're going to have 3 laps to go when they come down here to the line. Reddick has Buescher by about a car length. Cole Custer back to the inside of Herbst for third. Wouldn't that be something for Haas to be able to come away with a win for Dylan Poteet and Cole Deaver? Here comes the 41 with a push from the 6. And it's all happening behind Tyler Reddick, who's had the best car of the day. Buescher trying to run him back down. When they come down, it'll be 2 laps to settle it. We remain green. They have to take the white for this race to be official. They're coming up on some more lap traffic here. It's the 48, the 22, and the 12. Is this going to cause an issue? They're double wide down the back straightaway as they try to split the traffic. This could become a big problem. The 45 and the 17 and the 6 are trapped. Custer's going to get caught behind the slower 48. That could bring everything back in the picture. We're going to have a wild final lap here at EchoPark. They clear the lap traffic. The 17 trying to keep pace as the 35 and the 6 battle for third. B.J. McLeod is on track for a top 5. But Tyler Reddick still pulling away from the 17 of Chris Buescher. Down into 3 and 4 for the final time. He's had the best car all day long, and he waited at the right place at the right time to get back to the front. Give a call to the 45 Pinnacle Toyota of Tyler Reddick. He wins the Autotrader 400 here at EchoPark. Cole Custer, I guess, was not paying attention there, bringing it in, and he runs back into the back of the 78. But what a finish here in Atlanta, Georgia. And it's Tyler Reddick who led the most laps on the day, and he led the most important one, the last lap. He comes out on top. He holds off Chris Buescher, who ends up second. Oh, so close to back, but he ultimately will bring it home second today. How about Riley Herbst? He brings it home in third. Another great day for RFK as Brad Keselowski comes home fourth. How about B.J. McLeod? A top 5 for that 78 team as he brings it home in fifth. Cole Custer in that lead pack was last. As we now look at the finishing results, we'll get this exported now. There we go. The race is now officially official. Cole Custer brings it home 6th. Chase Briscoe 7th. Ty Gibbs comes home 8th ultimately. Carson Hocevar 9th. And then Ross Chastain rounds out the top 10. Just an unlucky break there at the end, catching the lap traffic when they did. But he still is able to bring it home for a top 10 for Trackhouse. Austin Cindric was up in the lead pack for a while, got caught up in that lap car mess. He brings it home 11th. Ty Dillon 12th. Denny Hamlin rounds out the lead lap cars in 13th, with Logano and Van Gisbergen rounding out the top 15. As you look through the rest of the pack, Cody Ware bringing home 16th, a lap down. Not a bad run for that 51 camp out of Rick Ware. See all the cars that crashed out in this race, a bunch of the lap machines. Again, another great weekend for Hendrick Motorsports. Their best finisher, William Byron, ends up 19th, 2 laps off the pace. Bowman finishes the race 25th, Larson 29th out of the race, and Chase Elliott wrecked out in our second caution. But my goodness, it all came down to the very end right there when they dealt with that lap traffic, but Tyler Reddick did not panic. The others could not make a move, and he was able to just hang on and bring it home for the victory here at EchoPark Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia. Been a fun one here today as we close things out here on race number 2 of the NASCAR Mock season. Congratulations to 2311 Racing, R.J. Bishop and Nick Gunther, and their driver Tyler Reddick bringing it home as the winner here today. Next is Las Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure I'm not misspeaking. No, it'll be Circuit of the Americas that we head to next. We'll head to the state capital of Texas in Austin for the EchoPark Automotive Grand Prix. That'll be our next race. Vegas is a couple of more races away. I'm used to the old traditional Daytona, Atlanta, Vegas, so you'll have to forgive me on that. But we'll head to our first road course, the Circuit of the Americas, coming up next week, or, could be sooner than next week, for race number 3 on the season. For our entire team here at the NASCAR Mock season and MSC, I'm Carlos Zimmerman, wishing you a great rest of your Wednesday. Again, congrats to Tyler Reddick and 2311 Racing on the win here today at EchoPark Speedway in Atlanta. So long, friends, and have a pleasant tomorrow, and God bless.